Hey everybody, today on Hopped Up Beer Review, we're going to be trying Sombrero Noche. It's a Mexican style dark lager from Storm Peak Brewing Company out of Steamboat Springs, Colorado. Thanks for joining us. Hey there, welcome to Hopped Up Beer Review, the show where we give you our unprofessional and somewhat biased opinion about the beer we are drinking and reviewing. We are back to do that again. But before we get there, be sure to like, subscribe, and cheers that notification bell. We would definitely appreciate that, and it is free. I've got Andy in the attic. I've got Jay. I am Ben. What are we drinking today, gentlemen?
Sombrero Noche.
Nightcap or night hat. A night hat or nightcap.
Sounds good to me. I'm very curious about it.
You should be, sir. You should be.
Thirsty. Have you had this?
I have.
You never loved
had
it.
this one. I did not. I was waiting for the show. That way you can't critique what I scored it versus what I scored now. But yeah, I saw this when I was out in Colorado. We had previously the Mexican sombrero from Storm Peak. So yeah, this one seemed neat. Andy, is there a problem?
I'm kind of ashamed of my pour. It came out pretty quick and
Oh, that's not bad.
no, it's not the worst, but could be gooder.
Yeah, it's been complete.
I know, Don. I know. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
The foam is delicious. As we mentioned, it is Mexican dark lager, Mexican style dark lager. It is a darker take on their classic Mexican style lager, Urban Sombrero, where that sounds very familiar. You might see some old raw footage of us in our early days that only maybe two of y'all may have seen, if that. Urban Sombrero is their Mexican style lager, as I said. This is similarly brewed, but a few added dark malts on top of it, and more complex roasted and biscuit aromas are there. And it's conditioned with a small amount of fresh lime zest. The hops used are Czech Saz. Malt is Pilsen. They use some corn. Munich, Caravian, and C120. This is 4.2%. So it's a little lighter than the Urban Sombrero. I think that was 4.8%. Storm Peak Brewing Company out of Steamboat Springs, Colorado. Ben, yeah, the very knowledge of that town. Though we did find out on the last one that there is no steamboat in Steamboat Springs. The springs aren't big enough to push a steamboat along. It was started by a couple of brothers, and it's named after a mountain in Colorado. There's two locations. They have a brewery and tap room, another tap room, and they're only in Steamboat Springs, and they only distribute in Colorado. Yeah, so it's a hard to find thing if you're outside of Colorado because you can't find it. Did y'all realize that we now have enough to make a playlist of
this is what, fifth, sixth, something like that?
It's our fifth. We had Chowder, which is hazy IPA, Maestro IPA, Urban Sombrero, of course, the Mexican style lager, and Money Trees, which was another IPA, the most recent one.
And then we had the infamous one that got recorded, that didn't get recorded, but we made it about halfway through.
The one that exploded on me.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
odd because that was the one that we, didn't have 3 of at that time. So we were gonna have to do it without you because yours exploded in the car. So
Yeah, it
You
tried
just
to
had
hit
to
me.
sit
It
and
was like
wait and kind of
it was
remember
like
what
a
it
mortar
tasted like
going off in
across your
my car.
face.
so all right.
Oh, there is one more little fun fact based on Urban Sombrero. I went back and watched the video. Did you know that on an Urban Sombrero is when Ben first revealed our hopped up beer review glass? It's where
Oh
you
wow.
showed us your glass. We just had to have that.
A little bit of Hop Up Beer Review trivia there, huh?
Me and Andy have ours for this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I went with the steamboat class.
Yeah, I know.
I did it just for the and yeah.
The nostalgia.
So
And
now, oddly enough, you both have it and I don't. Look at that. Isn't that weird?
yeah, we've always had it, and you don't. Then I mean, you're just now figuring that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me hitch my wagon to you guys. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've had this one before. Let me go ahead and throw that
Come
out
on.
there again.
Jay, go first.
Per Hopped Up Beer Review tradition, Jay goes first.
Oh, this is I mean, it's a really good lager. I don't the Urban Sombrero, if I recall, I just kind of thought it was middle of the road. I think I gave it probably a 7 or something like that. But this one, I really like the dark style to it. It's got a little bit of malt to it. Very light, easy drinking. I mean, the flavor is almost thin after you have that first sip. Um, but it would be in a crushable category at 4.2 with as light as it is. I think I'll go 7.5 with this one. It's one of their better offerings. I really like it. I can see why you like their beer there. And I do remember their IPAs. The Maestro and Chowder both, I think I rated pretty well. So I really like their stuff. Just wish they distributed outside of Colorado.
Well, I mean, the good news is I'm going to be going there probably for a while. So always bring some back. Andy, what do you think?
Well, it has great flavor. I like that roasted peel to it. I yeah. I'm trying to compare to other dark Mexican lagers, but I guess it's more like an amber ale. Some of the darker ones like Modelo Negro. Where's that the lager? Golly, it says Dos Equis has the amber
The
ale, but
amber. Yeah.
it was Modelo Negro the a lager. I think
Yeah,
it was
it's their darker one. Yeah.
yeah, it was darker, but I'm just trying to remember if it's categorized as amber or a dark lager. This is good, although Jay, I mean, I'm gonna differ slightly at 4.2%. It tastes to me, it feels a little heavier than 4.2 just because of that roasted feel. Lots of the malt in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of what they refer to as grist on it. This beer would feel good like you go up into a bar, like a nice little wooden bar, and you order like a burger or pizza with it. This would go great with something like that. Just a chill in a really cool setting and just enjoy a nice dark lager here. Same score, Jay, 7.5. I think it's really good. They've been a very impressive brewery.
All right. So yeah, I got this one in Steamboat a few months back after having the Mexican Urban Sombrero. I was like, I got to bring this one back and try it. I had a couple before I even left town and knew that we would review it just because of the previous one. So I really liked it then. Again, it's for me, it's hard to beat at that 4.2% because it definitely is crushable, but it's got a lot of flavor. It's it's a beer. This would be a fantastic keg beer. The question is, could I just keep it cold all the way from Colorado, driving it back to Mississippi? And I don't know that I could. So, it's definitely light but roasty. And it just has just a solid taste again for that low ABV. Yeah, I'm going to go with an 8 on this one. I think it's a fun beer. I think it's a beer, like Jay said. I wish we could get more of it because I would have this, in the fridge to drink on a random, Wednesday, just because I had it. So it's a really good beer, and I think it would make a great nightcap. You're trying to finish the night off. You want one more beer, but you don't want
That's the name.
something too heavy or too high ABV. Hey, this would be a great one to have in the fridge. That is going to be a 7.7 for the Sombrero Noche from Storm Peak Brewing Company, Steamboat Springs, Colorado, a place that I love to visit and have been many times. Definitely appreciate you checking out this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, cheers that notification bell. We would definitely appreciate that. And it is free to do. Do it before they start charging. That's all I can say. Check us out on all social media links down below in the description. Come say hey in our Hopped Up Beer Review Discord server. Let us know if you've had Sombrero Noche, what you think about it. Give us your score on a 10-point scale. That'd be fantastic. Lastly, if you have any interest in any Hopped Up Beer Review merch, like the glasses we discussed earlier, a koozie, a shirt, a bottle opener, a car tag thing for your license plate, whatever, check out our Zazzle link down below, and we can put our logo on just about anything. For Andy in the Attic and Jay, I'm Ben. Thanks for watching. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.